What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? Welcome back. Detroit done through and through with Steve. Tomorrow's game day. Tomorrow's game day. I can't wait. After this episode, I'm recording that game day episode. I will have that out for you guys tomorrow morning. Give you guys plenty of time to give it a view. Hide from your boss. If he asks what you're doing, tell him you're just like me when you're at work tomorrow. You're not any good to anyone being at work. You're focused on Detroit Lions football. But before I get to that, that's tomorrow. I got a sneaky good move that I think the Detroit Lions can make. A really, really sneaky good move. And we have hinted at this in the past, but I got to reiterate it. And real quick, I have to give a shout out to Mike Payton. I saw this on Twitter. I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to share my screen, let you guys see what I'm talking about. He posted this article earlier. If you see it right here, picture of the New York Giants player talking about a couple moves that the Detroit Lions could make, and I've kind of been on this path for a little while too, that I think we could use a little bit of help at wide receiver. And he kind of talks about mainly Darius Slayton of the New York Giants. And I love that move, so I don't want to steal the thunder. I'm just going to give a couple seconds of my thoughts about it. I don't know the contract situation with Darius Slayton, but when I look at his production, I love what he's been able to do with really, really bad quarterback play. And Daniel Jones and pretty much whoever their backup was last year, I can't even think of it off the top of my head, but just not a good productive season for Darius Slayton. But I think it's because of bad quarterback play. And I'm not saying that if the Detroit Lions make a move or anything like that, that he really like sets the league on fire or anything like that. But I do think he would be a nice complementary piece. And I do have a little itty bitty small concern about it that I'll get to in a second. But just looking at his stats from last year, played in all 17 games, healthy, 50 catches on 79 targets, 770 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. Solid production. It's nothing crazy. When I see his stat line, it just reminds me of Josh Reynolds. Are we still looking to improve from Josh Reynolds? Because in my opinion, I have to admit that maybe I was a little bit off on Isaiah Williams, not quite having the training camp that I anticipated he would having. There's still plenty of time. I'm not panicking. I'm not willing to close the book. Same thing with Donovan Peoples-Jones. They're just not off to a good start. So kind of reminds me a little bit of maybe we make a move like a Denzel Mims like we did last year. Nothing crazy. Just bring in another guy for some competition. That's all I'm looking to do. I'm not getting into the Brandon Ayuk nonsense. I know that's far-fetched and way out there. I keep it reasonable here at Detroit Done 313. I'm not going to talk about anything that doesn't make sense to me. And again, I'm not Brad Holmes. I'm not in a position of power. I'm definitely not smarter than Brad Holmes. Never claimed to be. Just giving my 2 cents here. I would really like the Darius Slayton move, and it does interest me. And I was kind of thinking this during when training camp was going on. The Detroit Lions, I saw a couple other scouts on the sidelines, a couple other scouts during some practices and some clips where I kind of hit pause, had to zoom in, use my technical skills to kind of do a little investigation. Scouting? What are we scouting out there? Would it be a player like Darius Slayton? Is it someone else? It makes sense. It makes sense that the Detroit Lions might want to add just another piece. Again, not a crazy like blockbuster type trade, just a little move similar to Mims like we did last year. Is Darius Slayton kind of on the outs? Maybe a little bit. And I think he would be right on that fringe with the Detroit Lions too. That's where my question lies. With Malik Neighbors on the Giants, Jalen Hyatt, and I can't think of that third wide receiver off the top of my head. As a receiver, is he going to be okay with being the third option? So I have to ask that for the Detroit Lions as well. Is he going to be okay with being really the fourth receiver? Because we have J-Mo, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and then we got Jahmyr Gibbs. So really, he might be like option 5. Is he okay with playing that type of role here with the Detroit Lions? But Mike Slayton, I really appreciate, or Mike Payton, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Slayton. I appreciate it because what I love to do is to put content out there and to get you guys thinking, just to get the wheels spinning a little bit. And that's exactly what Mike Payton did here with me today. I read this article and I said, I got to dive a little bit deeper. Who are some other players we could be looking at to make a sneaky little move? We mentioned the Houston Texans a couple months ago. Now, the Houston Texans, right now, as it sits today, have a very, very deep wide receiver room. Most teams in the NFL carry 6 wide receivers. That's not a law. It's not has to be 6, can't be any other number. It's just on average, it's 6. Could you carry 7? Yes, but you're kind of handicapping yourself there at maybe another position group, depending on how the Houston Texans are shaping out. I'm just looking at their wide receivers today. I don't know where their depth lies or where it's hurting. I don't care. I'm looking at that wide receiver room and I focus on the number 6. They could keep 5 receivers. They could keep 7. They could keep 8. There's really no law. I'm just going off what the averages say. So with the big 3 that I'm looking at from Houston, I know they're off limits. Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Not getting one of those guys. Keeping it real. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. I've accepted it. It sucks. As much as I hate to watch CJ Stroud, a Buckeye, throw a football to Nico Collins, a Michigan Wolverine, we'll settle that score in, I think, November when we play them and we go down to Houston. But Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, off limits, not going to happen. There's still some names out there. Houston Texans still have some names. Possibly some odd guys out. Robert Woods, John Mechie, Xavier Hutchinson. Maybe if I really wanted to get not as sexy, I wouldn't hate it. And I don't know if it's that big of an upgrade. Ben Skoranek, who I'm familiar with, played at Northwestern, played at Notre Dame, played with the Rams. He's got good hands. He's a good little route runner, but he's probably my last option. So let's really just focus on John Mechie, Xavier Hutchinson, Robert Woods. Those are 3 names that one of those 3 guys I feel like could get cut. I don't know who. I don't know. And Noah Brown is another name that I throw out there. So there's 4 names, possibly 5, with the 3 that aren't moving. So if you just do the math, 5 names plus the 3 that aren't going anywhere, that's 8 wide receivers. I just told you they're only probably going to carry 6, 7 max. So that means one of these guys is going to be the odd man out. Now, if I had to choose, and I don't get a say in this, but just a gut feeling, I'm looking at Robert Woods, kind of the old man of the group. And by old man, I mean younger than me, only 32 years old. What I like about Robert, been in the league a while, mostly healthy. He had a season in 2021 where he only played 9 games. But other than that, he's been very, very dependable, very, very healthy. His best seasons were in 2018, 2019, where he had played 16 games and 15 games, had over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns in 2018. You guys remember where he was in 2018? He was with the Rams. Why do I say that? Who was the quarterback of the Rams that year? Our very own Jared Goff. Jared Goff. You guys have all heard the chants, okay? There's some chemistry there. There might still be a little bit of magic that we can squeeze. There might be a little more juice that we can squeeze out of Robert Woods' football career. I think this would be a perfect fit because, like I just said, I kind of tipped my hand a second ago. We're still looking to replace the production of Josh Reynolds, and I'm not panicking. I'm not saying our offense is, oh, my God, we have to go out and make a move. I'm not. I'm just looking to solidify it. I'm just looking for more and more options, more contingency plans in case something happens. If Amon-Ra St. Brown has to miss a game or 2, if Jameson Williams has to miss a game or 2, we just kick the can. We keep it moving like nothing's even wrong. That's all I'm trying to do is just add one more piece on offense. One more little piece that would probably cost you, if you made the trade, a 6th round pick. I think that gets it done because I'm calling LA saying, hey, I'm solving your problems for you. I'm throwing you a lifeline. You don't have to cut one of these guys. You can take a 6th round pick. Give me Robert Woods. I just solved your roster problem. Now you don't have to cut anyone. You can kind of just keep it going. Maybe you have to cut 1 wide receiver and not 2. I'm kind of throwing you a life raft here. It helps me. It helps you. Both parties are happy. We'll see you in New Orleans at the Super Bowl. Lions, Texans. Let's get it done. It's kind of my Super Bowl pick for the year too. So I'm like, hey, why not do business with the team you're going to play it twice this season? Because we go down to Houston and let's play again for the championship. Let's play again for the Super Bowl. Let's do business. Leave it in the comments, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Hit that like button. Stick around. Check out that game day episode tomorrow. I can't wait.